I want to break up with you.
What? What was the mindset going into making this film?
Yeah, it was just wanting to make something that, it's like you said, that we hadn't seen in a while, that felt like that, that was like a feel-good movie in a time that we just really need something that is like going to make us laugh and comfort us in this kind of like unexpected, time we're living in. And so that was the mindset. Was like, these were the movies that I was watching. I was watching old movies, the last 2 years when I'm at home. Movies that I know the ending, or like movies that I know what's gonna happen, and that makes me feel good. And I love it. It's just people, fun, great, talented actors, just great chemistry. So that was the mindset. Was how do we find what was the perfect pairing? And that was Charlie and Jenny. And then after that, the rest was kind of stay out of everyone's way.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Speaking of, you picked two of like the funniest people, Jenny Slate and Charlie Day. What was it like directing them? Or did you take an approach and just kind of just let them go?
There was a little of both. Honestly, that was what it was like directing them, which was you give them a couple, you create a sandbox for them to play in, and then you just stay out of their way because they're just so talented. You make sure that the cool thing about this experience was that everyone felt like they were making the same movie. Everyone, Charlie, Jenny, and the rest of the ensemble, Scott, Gina, Manny, Clark, everyone, like Isaac and Elizabeth's script was so good that there wasn't, that we just kind of like, we just like went with that, and now we definitely had fun, and we veered, but we had this kind of great blueprint to go from.
Tell me a bit about the film and what it was like being Emma for this rom-com.
It was a delight to play this character. She has some stuff to work on, so she's not like totally perfect. But her kindness is really, to me, it's really perfect, and her appetite for like just her wanting to have a partner is also really delightful. And I think that's a really nice place to start from. And the script was just so funny, and that was a joy to do.
Now the funny's already in you. So what was it like working and building the chemistry?
That said, like we had like one read a little bit, like a couple scenes over Zoom, and then we met in person just one time before we made this movie. And I had also just had a baby like 10 weeks before, so who knew what was gonna happen? You can't tell much over Zoom, but Charlie's so funny that I was just like, just be cool, just like try to match his funniness. And honestly, I'm really like fortunate in that it was very easy. We had great chemistry, built a friendship right away, and it was wonderful.
If there's one thing that comics do is that they're able to riff off of each other. Mm-hmm. And speaking to the director, he's like, yeah, we gave them a script, but a lot of the times they just went for it. So what was it like just working with Charlie on putting this film together?
I think when you work with someone who's incredibly talented, you try to meet their level. And so it was exhilarating. It really was. I came out of, like every day shooting being like, I feel like we really did it. I think it went really well. And that's just because he's so talented, and I tried to meet him there.
Is it like jumping into something like this? This is new for you, yep?
Yeah, it was exciting because it was nice to be the romantic lead. I thought, I was always going to be the funny sidekick, so it was good to, be the guy someone wants to kiss or wants to not kiss because they break up. But you get it.
Now the fun is already in you, so what did you have to do to really bring the romance to this role?
Oh, well, look, man, the romance is in me too, pal, okay? I've been with my wife for 20 years. Okay. You can't pull that off if you're not a little bit romantic.
That takes a lot of therapy.
Speaking to, of course, the other actors and actresses, they've told me that they learned so much being on set with you. What did you learn coming out of this?
Well, I learned a lot from them. I mean, this, I think, was the first time I've been in a thing where I was sort of the elder statesman of the group, which is a weird feeling. But they are so good at what they do, and especially Jason, who's a young director, and I learned so much about just his like sort of relentless pursuit of making sure that it was like an honest moment in everything we were doing. It was really, I felt the same. I was just learning from them every day.
Talk about being the elder statesman, and I know you recently
I've been guessing. Yeah.
Celebrated 15 years of Always Sunny.
Yeah.
What's the feeling, man? As a creative, what's the feeling?
How you doing?
Weird, man. Weird. Like, time is flying. It feels like we just started it, but look, it's the greatest gift to have been able to do the show for this long, and that the fans are still there. And we recently started podcasting, and we did an episode where we had a hotline, and people were calling in, and there were all these younger people who kind of grew up watching the show, and I have to stop myself, take myself out of it, look back on it, and say, hey, that's a lucky thing, and be proud of it.
Now, I know you're working on the Mario film.
Yeah.
And I know you can't say much.
Can't say much.
But this is a classic for so many of us, for kids, for adults. So what's the feeling working on such a classic movie?
Oh, man, I mean, who didn't grow up playing Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
And by the way, my sister, I was always Luigi because I have an older sister.
Yeah.
So she got to be Mario and I had to play Luigi. And she was better at it than me, so, and finally I'm getting my chance to have a little more playtime than she's getting now.
And you'll also be playing Luigi in this, so
That's right.
it's like fast forward, like you were
It was
preparing for
destiny.
Yeah.
It was destiny.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What was it like working on this film, man?
It was really fun. It was the most fun I've had on a film probably in the last 2 years.
Yeah. I read somewhere that this is also your first rom-com.
It is.
Your dad, of course, has been in so many. Any great advice that he's given you just as an actor?
Yeah. Just follow your gut, make good movies.
So,
Yeah.
and then, final question. Best way to get over an ex?
That's a good question. I think time heals all.
Okay.
This reminds me of the
Thank you so much.
classic.